earning a return instead of keeping your money in a fund account, which doesn't pay good interest. Then, another way you can invest your money is treasury bills, treasury bonds. This is one way of loaning the government. You give the government money, it pays you with interest. So we have treasury bills, those are short term, 3-6 months. Those are treasury bills. Then we have treasury bonds, those are long term, 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20. So in fact, in the last few months, or in the last year, like 2 years, treasury bonds have been giving very good return. There's a time I saw 18%, 17%. So like treasury bills, what they do is you have money. I think the minimum is 50,000. So you put in 50,000. If for treasury bills, if the return is, let's say, 15%, you first deduct your return. Like if it's 15%, so you give central bank the difference. So you make your money and then wait for the principal, which you are paid. If it's for treasury bill of 90 days or 82, so you make your returns, treasury bills and bonds. You must have an account with the central bank. When I did my treasury bills and bonds, I mean, it was difficult because you have to go to central bank, open an account. You are given a card that you have to take to your bank. Your bank has to sign, commit that, or they have to say that we know this customer, banks with KCB and so on. So your bank has to approve before central bank can give you an account. But these days, you can do it online. They have an app. I think it's called. So there is an app, DAO CSD. DAO is DHOW If you go to central bank WhatsApp account, I mean these days you can join WhatsApps owned by companies, WhatsApp groups. They have information on how you can go online and start the registration process. So you can open an account and get an account within, I saw 48 hours. Previously it used to take like 2 weeks for you to get an account. So if your money in treasury bonds is over 50,000, Then another thing I want to talk about is the stock market. I mean, the stock market is the easiest way to make money, but you can also lose. It's high risk. So that's why you find for you to trade in the stock market, you must use a stockbroker. I mean, with Capital Markets Authority, they think a stockbroker has gone to school, so they understand these things, so they can help you buy or sell shares. So one thing for you to do stock trading, I mean, it's good to understand the companies that you want to buy their shares. You don't have to, move to the market and buy anything useless. So you must understand the fundamentals behind the company. For example, There's a time we invested in EABL when their share was at, I think, 130. Within a year, the share price increased to 170 something. And then Diageo, which owns a huge stake in EABL, they came to buy shares from individual owners. So those who had bought shares, they made a lot of money because they bought at around 170 something, 180. And if you have bought it at 100 shillings, they made good money. But then you can lose your money. Safaricom, there's a time it was at 30 something. Now it's at, I don't know, the last time I checked it was 14. So you can make all this money. But then apart from waiting for the share to rise, you earn dividend from companies. So when Safaricom shares its dividend or declares its dividend, you also get a share of the profit. So how do you start doing shares? You have to open something they call a CPS account from any stockbroker. Once you have an account, these days it's easy to do trading using your mobile phone or your laptop. The requirement is that you buy a minimum of 100 shares per trade. So if, say, Safaricom share price now is 14, so it's 14 times 100 as the minimum. So yes, so those are the things I wanted to talk about. If you have any question, I'm ready to answer. Questions? Yeah, I welcome questions.
Thank you for the presentation. My question is, they've given us several options. But according to you as a person who understands very well, which can be the best option for this group? Because we understand this group, maybe you can give us an option from the many options that you've given us. You can give us option A or B to choose from. That one will guide us better.
Because sometimes we'll need this money, how do you recall or get this money from the investment schemes? The money market, you can get the money within 2 days. So it means you are likely to access the money easily. But if you buy a bond, it's a more tedious process, like if you want to withdraw from the investment. Thanks. So, if I was to choose, I'd go for the money market because it's low risk and it's liquid. It means you can access money easily. And the rate, 12% for conservative investment is better. Most circles these days, I don't think they give more than 10%. Yeah. But as an individual, if you have your 100,000 somewhere, you can buy a bond. There's something I didn't mention. We have a bond called infrastructure bond, which is non-taxable, so you don't pay tax on it. So if it's 18%, you get your 18. If it's 15, you get your 15% every year. It's every year for the term of the bond, if it's 5, 10 years. Yeah. But even for the money market, as an individual, you can invest because there is an opportunity to put little money. I mean, you can invest even 500 shillings and so on. Yeah, whatever amount you have.
Okay, maybe with your permission as facilitator, there is a questionnaire you prepared that may help us to make a decision, and I've shared it on our group. As you take the next question, yes.
Question? Any question?
Thank you, Jefferson. Jefferson. I think I want, because there is no question, I want to agree with what the presenter said. As a group, the best option for us now will be in the money market. Maybe it's for the investment committee, together with the leadership, that is the executive, maybe to sit down and weigh options and give us, come up with the best money market fund that which we can work with our money. Because for sure, collecting money in terms of investment and it lies down for a whole year is a disservice. It's a complete disservice for those people who are giving money, because money that is lying in the bank, as Jevans can tell you, it loses its value every single day. Yes, you might get all your money, but that money loses value every single day, unlike money that is invested somewhere. But now for individual, from my experience I've had for a few years, I've been in the money market and the treasury bonds and treasury bills. That one for an individual, as he has said, it will determine with one, probably the amount of money you have. Two, why do you want to invest? How much you want to invest also, and what is your frequency of investment? Because the length of your investment normally is key, especially in the money market. It might not look colorful for a short term, but in the long term, if you stay there for longer, you start realizing the benefit of it. Some of these investments are not meant for people who want to throw money for a short term and get out. Maybe that one will be good for people who have got big money, who want to invest, especially in bonds, like he said, especially like infrastructure bond. You saw there is another day they brought back to the market. There was an infrastructure bond that was re-advertised again a few months ago, which was, I think, an 8-year bond. And then it was now, when it was re-advertised, that remained with 6.5 years. And it was 17.9, I guess. Yeah, it was 17.9. 17.9 infrastructure bond. It means in every of your 100,000 shillings, you're going to get 17,900 shillings every single year, probably paid back in twice, in 2 installments, because they normally they do pay in 2 installments. Yeah. So you see, if you check like that one, if you've got a lot of money, it makes sense. But if we are going to save, say for example, a few thousands or a few hundreds every other week or every other month, I think the money market is the best option. And again, the length you want to be in the market will determine the benefits that you could reap out of it. Thank you.
Sir, you are going to the questionnaire.
So if there is no other question, I would say thank you very much for it. Thank you.
Let's give him a clap, please. So let's make use of the questionnaire, and it will inform us the next course of action as relates to that agenda. So that agenda it's now behind us. There's this thing of sustaining the mobilized kit, and there are ideas like looking for an insurance company. Let's ask ourselves the requirements of joining an insurance company. One, if the premiums, if you are supposed to pay 4,000 shillings per year to sell, tupate kampuni ambayo ina charge 4,000 shillings per year. It means all of us, 147 members, must give the 4,000 shillings to get that cover. Ama sivyo? And it gives once.
You give your 4,000 shillings at once.
Yeah. So like if we are entering January, kila mtu atoe 4,000 shillings, then we get that cover. I'm not saying it to be very easy, but I don't know if we can respond. But the idea behind the benevolence kit now, as it is now, is if we raise 300 shillings per month, and at the end of the year you'll find that you will have paid around 3,600 in 12 months. Maybe how many of us are able to give 3,600 at once before we make that decision? I think that's where we have the challenge. So how do we unlock this challenge? Let's finish this agenda very fast, and then from there Mauga will come in as a constitutional chair. And then after that, tufunge mkutano, tuende lunch, tuende nyumbani until next year. Okay. Any reaction about sustaining the kit? Yes.
Thank you, Chair. I think for me, the insurance is a good thing. But remember, Chair, before, I don't know whether we have forgotten as a team, before we got into the system that we are now, we all of us, we sat down, we considered the insurance way, and we dismissed it. We went this way. I remember some of the reasons why we dismissed insurance is that, one, the premiums had gone high. I remember around the time when we were starting this system, the premiums had gone high. So probably to have a good insurance system or insurance company that was to give us good premiums was to cost, I think, more than 4,600 per member. And remember, once you give your 4,600, you don't get a case, or you get a case, your money goes that year. And you'll pay 4,600 the following year. The insurance is not giving you back the money. Remember, for insurance, once you give your money, the money does not come back. But in our system here, if you contribute your money, you do not get a case, your money remains. For the next year, you will get your money still there, and you continue with it. I want to say, Chair, that for me, I'll still insist that we remain with this system that we have. But if our kitty is going down, maybe we think on ways to better it. Maybe probably do we move from 300 shillings per month, say, to 400 shillings per month, or to 500 shillings per month? That is one. Two, if you read, as I said, if you read the report that we gave, some of the recommendations after listening to a number of your contributions to the committee, that's the Constitutional Committee, was that we gave recommendations. Those ones came from you. We sat down, we looked into them. We look into them. Some of them is to look for ways probably of bettering this kitty. One of them that we settled in, which is a recommendation that is coming out of it, is like any benefits that comes out of such sittings of AGM, those benefits should be forwarded to the benevolent kitty so that it can better that kitty, because we have already seen that it has helped us so much this year, and I think we are almost to the end of the funds there, so that if we get maybe a problem very soon, we might not have enough. So maybe the benefits that are coming out of such a sitting like AGM will go there. That is one of the options we give. Another option maybe, Chair, we can think about is maybe to encourage ourselves to submit our funds once. Instead, for example, of going the entire of 12 months, 300 every month, for those ones who can't pay for once in 12 months, once maybe in 3 months, once in 6 months, maybe we go that route. But going the insurance way, I think that one might be a bit difficult for a number of us. Thank you.
I think I welcome more feedback, reactions.
Ninasikika? Thank you. My input on this issue is very brief. First, I want to acknowledge the fact that we have been working well to ensure that the kitty is well replenished. But there's one observation that I made over this year that I think should also awaken us in some way. First, this December, November, we witnessed were there 4 cases that came up so rapidly that even we started opening eyes about the sustainability of our kitty. Due to that, I think everybody has seen the need for us to expand our kitty. And as such, while thinking about it, I came up with an idea that what if we increase this amount to 500 whenever there's an increase or an increment. I know it's something that touches people the wrong way, but we face this issue head on as it is. Actually, these 4 cases that we witnessed was an eye-opener for us, because what if we experienced 10 of them just as we did? God forbid, we don't pray for the same, but we anticipate them. What if it happens? Will we be in a position to sustain ourselves? It will be a problem. So my idea is we think of upping the amount that we are giving now so that we can fully sustain our kitty of benevolence. Thank you, Chairman.
Asante. Another reaction? Yes, is okay.
Thank you, Chair. I just want to rubber stamp what my colleague has said. One, I support the idea of upping from 300 to 500. Number two, I also suggest that we do the investment of the money in the money market. Then number three, I'm talking about the investment kitty. Kindly, without much delay, as one person who has invested, or rather put my money there. Oh, you're not hearing me? Giving the mic. On the investment kitty, as one of the people who has invested, I request, without much delay, please, let's invest that money in the money market. Those are my two suggestions, and I pray that they be taken. Thank you.
Okay, so I think now one, hiyo ya investment hiyo we are finishing it. Tukipiga hiyo kura hii hapo kwa hiyo online, there are only just two options hapo. Ile inashinda hapo, we go with it, so we are not voting fiscally here. And so January hiyo pesa inakuwa invested. Another thing hii ya Robert.
Yes, my name is Robert Misato. That's the last question of great. As I've said, my name is Robert Misato, and it would be unfair if I cannot speak when we're talking about Merovinent, because I think I'm the latest beneficiary of that kit. If we go the insurance way, I know it will be a better one, but be prepared. They delay in releasing the funds. Number two, can we consider, if we go the insurance way, can we consider also having the medical part of it, not only the benevolent part? Number three, on my suggestion, we can improve this kit by adding a little bit, maybe 100 shillings, 300 to 550. Something so timely because I've experienced that and it was very handy. And you know, when you have this name, this tag of a journalist, when you have an incident like that, in fact people believe that somewhere you will call and you get money, which is not the case. When people see Kakasungura building houses for people, all you make calls, people get paid school fees, they think when you have a calamity, you only make calls and funds will flow in. That's not the case. So this is a very good fund. We need to enhance it. That's the reality. It's painful, but we can enhance it. Let's make it 400. That's my contribution. Thank you, Manashan.
Sawa. I think we narrowed it down to adding or increasing the amount that we contribute. So how many are for adding and how many are not for adding? Tuanzie hapo kwanza. We increase this money. Are we adjusting this money upwards before we say the amount? Are we adjusting to 500 shillings? Those who are.
I have a question. Yes. Before we vote, I suggest to tuambie why we voted. Second thing, bora tunaongeza pesa. Thank you.
Okay. One, kuna mtu ameuliza hapo, why are we adding? And the reason is we want to sustain the kit. Now, but before we go there, how many are for us going insurance? By show of hands. Insurance. Okay. Insurance iko. Okay. So we go vile tuko hivi sahi. Are we okay with that? Yes. Okay, the next question is, if when we did the math yesterday, was it yesterday? We had 47,000 shillings. Yenye imebaki kwa hiyo kit. It was 47,000 shillings. Fortunately tulikuwa na some registrations that they boost kidogo. So we have 47,000 shillings. So if we get a case now, can we give 47,000 shillings? Because we are looking at the issue of sustainability. Yes, Simmons?
I think we should be more serious. We are not praying for calamities. But those guys, and I've said, it is also good when you go to the ground. You have seen how we have posted family. Like the last case the other day is one of our members who could tell me. We went there the other day. When you look at the situation, I'm telling you, there's more money. We really waste a lot of money doing things. We really waste a lot of money doing things which are not assisting us. If you want, let us make this kit work. This is not politics anyway, until you get it. And that's what I've said, because we have seen, if you have ever went to the ground and you see somebody who will believe the situation, we have made homes move and sound well. This group, so what I'm trying to persuade the members, this is not money. Our money, it's good that our money is not misappropriated. This is money we see, and it has been well accounted for. Even if you are given, because look at the situation. You are in a crisis. How do you want it to look like? That's why I was saying, when I opened my remark, I said, some of us, we have not done very well. This money we even give improves your home. It makes you people see that these are journalists. That's what I was saying. If there is money that we need to add to somewhere, I say, let us give that to that.
Okay. I think you have made your point. Members, let's decide this thing. I want to use that example, and you forgive me for using it. You know, we assume, like myself, I have 3 brothers, so I assume that kila mtu wako na sibling. But do you know the current member who is currently mourning his mother is the only child of that mother. And hiyo kila kitu, ana brother, ana sister, hata wa consult. This thing is beyond the money, guys. So, are we moving to 400 or to 300?
5.
I mean, 4 or 5. So let's, yes.
See, let's not be quick in proposing figures. See, when we talk about sustainability in terms of as members contributing to that kitty and being up to date. The first problem we have here, not all of us are up to date. That's the first problem we need to be addressing. Because you raise the figure to, why do we go this way? It's because we used to contribute 1,000 shillings on a case-by-case basis. It was not possible. It was not sustainable. So we said, let's find a way where we can have some reserve somewhere. When a case arises, we don't have to strike. So I would suggest that we find other ways, including fundraising. We've had occasions where we have well-wishers coming to us, giving some money. So we can find a way of bringing in support from elsewhere so that we boost this kitty. If we have $500,000 somewhere, then we give our monthly contributions 300. We arrive at this figure after a lot of deliberations. You raise the figure, again, we are going to have a lot of defaulting. So let's boost this kitty, get it to 500, 600, then now we be updating our monthly contributions.
May I also say something about it? If we raise it to 500 shillings, that would be around 73,000 shillings a month. If we raise it to 700 shillings per member per month, it will be 102,000 shillings. Assume we have a case currently and we need 100,000 and we raise it to 500, we will still not have reached the target we want of 100. I'm suggesting let it be painful, but we raise it to 700 shillings. I want to say that it is painful, but we raise it, yes, at 700 shillings per member per month, it will be 102,000 per month. At least we'll be sure we'll have 100,000 shillings per month.
Hiyo ni opinion yake and he's entitled to it. So how many options do we have? Do we remain static at 300? Do we move to 500? Let's take a vote. Let's take a vote. Secretary, utachukua hiyo vote. One. Yes.
push chairman, maybe nipata attention kidogo ya attention. For me, naona itakuwa vizuri zaidi ya wana wangu tu chibesiki kuchikinyaki ndo chira igoromono ndo genda nse. Oh, Zabibu anasema asikii hiyo lugha. Pole. Maoni yangu ni kwamba naomba tu tafadhali wacha tuongeze hizi hela ziwe shilingi 500. Itakuwa vizuri zaidi. Alivyosema mwenzangu pale Shem amesema tuongeze iwe shilingi 700. Lakini kwa wengine huenda ikawa ni mlima kidogo. Ikiwa ni 500, mimi niko ndani. Asante.
Sawa, so can we take a vote? Huh? How many are willing to increase the kitty to 500? Raise up your hand. Nauliza ni wangapi wako willing to increase hii pesa yenye tunashanga kwa mwezi from 300 to 500? Watu wakae chini.
Kuhesabu na weka mkono chini.
Weka mkono juu. Raise up your hand please. Please, raise up your hand. Secretary and account. How many wako ibaki 300? Okay, na wa 400.
Yes.
Inua mkono juu.
Okay, let's hear the tally. Sorry, let's hear the tally. Those who voted for 300 and those who voted for 500 and those who voted for 100.
You are not audible enough.
Yes.
Kuna wengine wanafuatilia kwenye mtandao. Naomba hili swali liwekwe pale baadaye tupige kura pale.
Not very many. Wamedrop mpaka wawili. Chairman, can I make a point, please? My brothers and sisters, I beseech that the actions we take, let's be considerate that they are going to affect us in one way or another. It's democracy, which is okay, but then let that democracy guide us to better actions. Now, the reason why am I saying this? We have seen for the last 4 cases we have handled that 5 cases. Right now, we are only remaining with about 47,000 in our kitty, courtesy of 300 shillings. Now, if we remain in 300 shillings, a calamity befalls us 2-3 times in Kifuatana, will not be able to sustain. What it means is the executive will come back to us and tell us, now guys, we need to contribute 1,000 shillings each at that particular time. Now my brother here raised a very important issue that to get funds from other sources. This is the problem. We cannot rely on sources that we don't know that we are going to get money from. Hebu try to imagine, hasa tunajaribu kutafuta pesa kutoka kwa watu ambao hatujui kama watatupea. Let me give you a case. Last year AGM, we invited our MPs. They came. Actually, from where I sat, and with all due respect, and I appreciate, I thought that the guests, when they came, watabusa our kiti maybe with 100K plus kwenda. But our guests ended up giving us what they gave, which we appreciate. Now we also want to go that way, tuseme sasa, chairman and your team, and utafute watu wakuje watufanyie fundraising. Guys, let's not budget for what we don't have. If we get, the better. So I kindly request, members, we are voting, but I kindly request that you consider your voting of 300 shillings. Thank you.
Okay, can I say something?
Okay, Ken.
No, I know we are in a very difficult position when it comes to money. People are talking of unemployment, they're not earning. People are talking of a tough economy. But remember one of the assets that we've got is monetizing your content. I think we should talk about more media entrepreneurship. How do you make money from the knowledge that you have? So if you box yourself into a point of saying, and I'm not earning, I think that is for me, a very difficult thing to bring to the fore. Two, that discussion that Javins put through for us here was both, it's a knowledge kind of thing. It's both for individuals and for us as an organization. How do we build a kitty that we can, today if we have 400 and we're really praying, and one of the most difficult things one of the reasons why I've left Christianity today, I want to declare it. We place too much premium and too much money on burials. Reason, it's our culture, it's also the faith that we have. We make burials very expensive, very splashy. But the thing I want to say that now that being who we are, if we pray that we do not have any cases, I don't want to work from the point where if we have an emergency, we can build that kitty in the next 3-4 months and take that lump sum cash and put it in the money market so that it keeps plowing back. That for me is the way I see it. That we raise it to 500, say, and keep praying. Those of you have got very good faith, that we do not lose anybody. Once we build that kit, we say, by March, whatever we have, let's plow it into a money market thing. And then from there, we know what we are getting back. 200, I like working with percentages. Jivans, 200 out of the 300, what percentage is that? 200? Out of the 300, what percentage are we talking about? On top of the 300, you've been doing 300. The 200 will be how much? What percentage are we talking about?
The increase.
And then, for you to be here,
60 something.
I've used 5,000 shillings to come from Nairobi. Somebody came from Nakuru. How much is it from Gusii town up to here? What?
You don't live in town. You must have come from some place. 150?
Yeah, like Kenyan uses a Range Rover, it is 10,000 shillings. Look at, take it to yourself, how much of that loose 200 that operates around your life that you can invest in a worthwhile cause. It has cost you today, you've not complained about using your fare, 100 shillings, somebody from Nakuru, but for a bigger thing. This welfare is our welfare. Do not bank on the people you call politicians. I have a very dim view about politicians. I have a very dim view. If children today are not going to school, if you depend on Arambe is a sickness. Empower yourselves and say, this is my thing, not anybody's thing. Today, if somebody heard us discussing about depending on other people to empower ourselves, they'll be very sorry about us. You make it, you've done so far. Those milestones did not come from politicians, they came from us. If you today sit here and say, why are we increasing the money? I'm lost. Completely lost. And it's good to be honest. None of us is incapable of getting 2 loose 100 shillings in a month to add on what we have. In 30 days, if you divide it by 200 shillings, what is the figure? You know, journalists were not very good in mathematics. Because we were given even last year to count the polls, we took a shindwa. We couldn't even tally. But at least where money is concerned, Jivans, you are the business. 230 days, if you decided to save, what will it?
7 bob.
7 bob. What can you buy for 7 shillings? Not even the sweets that we have been given here. 3 sweets are what? 10 bob. So if you deny yourself, and I don't know why what you see when I put your maziwa. At your age, you don't need milk. You can cut something out of your life and say the milk that I buy at 60 shillings, I can use it to save towards building a kitty. Why do you eat bread when you have potatoes in your farm? I think it's a question of doing your math and being realistic. Do I need chips? Or if I eat a packet of chips every week, can I say I deny myself in the next 4 months so that we build that kitchen and pray that 7 bob a day, let's bring it down to 7 bob. That's what editors do. You look at that figure and divide. When it's blocked 200 shillings, it looks very huge. But if you bring it to 7 shillings a day, if you miss today your 7 bob, you can do another 14 shillings or even 20 shillings a day. So, my plea, I want to support a Tambo that it's for our own good, let's build this thing. And we have a responsible leadership that has been able to account for this money. So that out of that, if we accumulate it, we can then transfer that money and keep earning back. It will continue replenishing our kitty. Thank you. Maybe I have not made any sense.
I think that because time is not on our side. Just
Thank you, Chair. Actually, I've tried to look at the record that we have on how we have been paid. So far, in the 47,000 that we have, some 13 members have already paid up to June next year. So the 47,000 that we are talking about is not of the money that we have that people have paid, that people are up to date, and that is what we have. But 50% of the members are not up to date with their contribution. Now, Chair, I request that you go back and ask, what is the reason? Why are the members not contributing? Is it that members are not ready to support the welfare? Is it that they are demoralized? Is it that they don't have the funds to give? So the reasons behind defaulting, that is the elephant in the room. Actually, by now we have been talking about having a balance of over 150,000 in the account. So members, kindly, I request that we support this welfare. It is for our own benefit. This welfare has really done great things to our fellow colleagues who have been bereaved. So kindly, I request that, Chair, I beg these good people, can we try? Of course, hatuna pesa, maisha ni ngumu, na kila mtu akianza kulia maisha ni ngumu, hatutasonga. So tujitolee tu. 300 sio pesa mingi zenye zinaweza kufanya usikule siku mbili.
Now, so I kuongea. Okay, please.
Thank you, Chair. Wacha niongee nitoke. You know, I think we need another forum for panlipiti. Yeah? Yani uandishi tuambiane maneno. We spend a lot of time building other people. We build politicians. When people get problems out there, we spend a lot of time running appeal stories. But you ask yourself, in case you are in a problem, who are you going to appeal to as a journalist? Nobody. You die yourself. Number two, we have a tendency of eating all we have today with hopes that the politician X will invite us for a meeting tomorrow and we get something. Some people, they think that because you know politician A, you don't need to join any welfare, and in the case you're in a problem, that politician will cushion you out. I have learned myself that not to budget the money I don't have, or maybe not to hope for an income that I'm not sure of. The problem we have as journalists, we hope for money that we don't have and we don't see. Just because ninajua politician fulani nitampigia simu anisaidie. Imagine for 30 days shilingi 500 huwezi pata. Sometimes we joke too much with our welfare. Waandishi wa habari. Yani, anyway. Our welfare, something that is benefiting your life and your family, you can't invest in it. And we hear shouting, you know, sometimes, yani 500 tu invest in your life and your family. Mazishi haijawahi kupata ndugu yangu, uone vile unateseka peke yako. You, anyway, thank you, Chair.
So now let me tell you, let's face this bull head on. As chair, when I tell people to pay 1,000 shillings, in fact when a death occurs and I'm supposed to break the news and tell members to pay 1,000 shillings, I have to think twice. That's why we migrated from that model. When we came to this model here, I want you to look at what has happened the last 2 months. And these 2 months are being followed by AGM. The 4 cases and the AGM are following each other. You know, AGM is like another case because the amount is the same. So if we were to contribute the last 2 months, is miwili hivi, kila mtu angetoa 5,000 shillings. Let's look at this thing logically. So that's why we are saying this 1,000 shillings is not working. That's why we are saying hii tumejaribu, you know, we don't plan for death. Initially ile hesabu tulifanya ni ile in a year tunaweza pata like 5 or 6 cases. That's what we were doing math like actualities. Wale watu wamesomea insurance how they do these things, but we got it wrong. And again we were testing this idea, can it work? And we have found that it's working because saa hii kama tungeweka hiyo 5,000, this is the time this group was going to disintegrate because the requirement is ukikosa 3 unatoka. Actually, I did ask one question. I think we should with this group next year because you know we are not in jail, as I always tell you. No one can remain. Yes, and I'm not being a dictator, I'm being realistic. While I attack welfare, you remove yourself, you exit the group, and then we'll also exit you from our records. Let's face this thing real. Another thing, because I want to finish this meeting, I want us to agree that 300 shillings is not sustainable. Or if it's sustainable, let's elect new officials and I'll step down. If it's sustainable, I'm ready to step down. You give it to new leaders. Because staki stress, I already have my own stress.
Members, we don't want to overburden our leaders. One, we have to be very strict here. What does the Constitution say about defaulting? 3 months, you say, and you are knocked out. As I look, these good people here, these are able people who can contribute 300 in a month. Hatuwezi sema eti maisha imekuwa ngumu, that is why hatuja contribute. It's just ignorance. Actually, I'm in another welfare whereby tulikuwa na hizo shida tukasema, members, let's just abide by the constitution. What does the constitution say? This. Can we work with what the constitution says? Since then, mambo iko straight. So hata hapa tukiamua as members tuseme, can we follow the constitution to the letter? Kama ni 3 months, chairman, you don't need permission to lift a person from the group. So can we go as per what the constitution says? Because these people, wao ndio walipitisha hiyo constitution, haikuja from the blues. So can we follow the constitution to the letter? That is my...
Let me give you a long-term plan. You know, I was getting worked up with what you are doing here. Let me give you a long-term plan, and let me give you an example that happened here in this town. You know, there is a speaker who was impeached here, and that speaker was impeached. The people who sponsored that motion were from his clan, from his village, but they didn't have a long-term plan on who takes over, so they lost that seat from their village. You know, politics is local, so they lost that seat from their village because they didn't have a long-term plan. So our long-term plan here is this: if we increase this amount a little, then we put it in the money market. Already circulated an opinion there. If we put in the money market, then it starts to generate more money. A time will even come when we can now review our books and say, now we have a lot of money and the pressures on our pockets. Let's reduce this thing from 500 to 300 again. It's our money. We are the ones who make decisions to increase or to reduce. But at the moment, the reality is we must increase this money, or we leave it at 300 and bring in new officials. So can we move? Kuna mtu hoka amenyamaza sana. Okay.
Yeah, Chair, let's take a vote.
Wacha ula ongea, then we take a vote. So our vote will be 400 and 500.
I think as we vote, my brother here says there is an option. Either the lady wants the lady first. Okay, let's allow them. That's not the lady. Let the lady speak first.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chair, for giving me this opportunity. I'm so happy to be with you here today. And first of all, I would like to apologize because I came late. Sorry, I came late. You know, I'm a new mother in town. It's a bittersweet experience. This is my first time, and I'm really trying my best. My brothers and sisters, I'm a victim, or I'm one of those people who have benefited from the kitty. Like 2 years ago, like 1 and 2 months ago, my brother was sick. He was involved in a road accident. Akapata shida ya spine. So the hospital wanted like 750,000. As a family, we were drained and hatukuwa na pesa because tulikuwa tushamaliza pesa from the previous treatment and everything. So I remember there was a time tulikuwa tunachanga pesa from this kitty kwa wale watu ambao ni wagonjwa. Mulitoa like 500 each. Yani mulitu boost mpaka sasa hivi nimesimama hapa hivi nitazalia because the love you showed me through this welfare. Nimekuja late but nimepata mna discuss issues about kuongeza pesa. Mwenzangu huko kaka Sungura amesema kwamba some of us depend on politicians. Wacha nikuambie, hiyo siku ya mkutano, ali mchango, there are some politicians who are my friends, my close friends. I thought that they were to support me. They never did. My colleagues, hao Wanyamira wanajua, some of them. Wale watu wenye sikuwa na expect kama wataweza nisaidia. Strangers, imagine walisaidia. Pesa zilikuwa zinatakana 750,000. Tulisurpass that one. Nilichanga 800,000. So, ninaomba, tuko na changamoto sisi kama wanahabari, especially wale ambao ni freelance. Kuna wale ambao wameajiriwa kwa kampuni, hawalipi pesa. Lakini utaweza panga, ukipata pesa unatenga pesa kidogo kando, kidogo kidogo. By the time mwezi unaisha, unapata at least you have something. Utafanya nini? Utazalipa. Sina mengi ya kusema. Kaka Sungura yeye ameendelea vizuri sana kwa mtandao, especially YouTube. Kindly, I'm urging you uweze kufundisha ama kutufundisha wengine, ndio tuweze kuanza YouTube channel, na utuambie jinsi ya kufanya, ndio at least tuunde pesa kutoka huko, kwa sababu tukifanya hivyo hakutakuwa na changamoto ya kutoa kama ni 300 ama 400 na 500. So nikimalizia, ninaomba kindly wacha tuongeze pesa kidogo kwa hii kit, because 300 honestly is not enough. Angalia wenzetu hapa, unajua wengine wenu mtazauliza 300. Okay, ukienda hospitali ukilipa NHIF siku hizi ni SHA, SHIF, unauliza, kuna mzee mwingine alikuwa anauliza, mimi nalipa pesa na sijai kuwa mgonjwa. Unataka uwe mgonjwa? Nani anataka babake mamake akufe? Nobody wants that. Kindly, let's add something there. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
I'll speak after you have.
All right, thanks. My name is Rafael Tora. I'm a freelancer. I want to say something. As it is, it means we have to add something if we like it or not. But what if we think about the first 3 months, we contribute 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. Then we get back to 300 more. By doing so, because before we have been giving 1,000 when we have a case, I hope we can manage giving 1,000 for the first 3 months and build the kitty, and then proceed with our 300. When you do that math, it means at the end of the year, at least we added something, and at least labda itakuwa mzigo kwa wengine. So I think if we focus and add, itakuwa easy. The last thing we have devolved as a managers. I wish we could know when the chair amesema what will be the problem. If they're not willing to proceed, it's easier so that we know if we are remaining with serious 100 people, and if we can add something and then keep this kitty, it will be of great importance. Thanks a lot.
A very quick, we know when you're an editor like a Tambo, he has a story of 500 words and he has only space for 50 words. What does he do? You chop. The solution is 2 options. Tuongeze hapo, tubaki hapo. Ama the other option is to cut the cloth according to our size. We remain at 300, then agree that we now reduce the benefits to the members. Those are the stark realities that we have to deal with, because 300 is not sustainable. Those are the 3 options, and I think share is good to now really relax. Stop getting emotional. As your mentor, I'm asking that you relax. We are training him to be the next leader, so he has to take pressure, but we also have to tell him that it's part of the leadership. So those are the 3 options. We reduce the benefits to members, we do the 300 and reduce, Or, like you said, those who don't want to continue, then we know that there are only 50 people in this welfare, this is the amount of money they can do. And the other is just to add that little 200 bob and build up, hoping to build up the kitty so that we can go into the money market and recoup earnings from it. I will not speak anymore.
Sir, let's take a vote. Once you did say you are reducing, we reduce up to how much? From 100 to... Okay, can we agree to reduce from 100,000?
We are supposed to increase.
We are supposed to increase. We were supposed to increase.
I think we have taken very well, and I want to remind you where we have come from. When this group started, there were some members who were drawing back, and we were seeing the same threat coming. And I want to say like this, and when you remember, that's why even Nani was saying he wanted to sign land again. But I want to remind you the train has taken off. We are not going back, by the way. Those who want to move and are intending to move, they can move. But this, we have taken off, and this thing has not a network. We never used to meet the way we are doing it. So what I'm trying to say, we are not reducing. Those who want to leave should leave, because we know what it means.
Now. We are increasing to 400, or we are increasing to 500. Let's start. How many for increasing to 500? 500 shillings. Oh, where is our secretary? You tell me. Mbele mkono mmoja, usibebe mbili. 500.
Maliza hapa. Tumecount huku.
And Chairman, you, where are you?
Okay, I voted. And, okay, 400.
Come on, Chairman. Come on,
okay, 400. We have one and a half. So now I have another question. Okay. No, from this vote, it's we are migrating from those who say from 300 to 400 were 1, and 500 to 300 to 500 were 49. So I think the highs are. Now I want us to move to the next question. But before that, I had suggested that we agree today. You know, we were testing this thing and we found it's working. There are people who have devoted, and we gave them a grace period up to today. Now, I want to declare here that on 31st of this month, anyone who will have not cleared, whoever will have a backlog of 3 months, will lose membership, and will lose membership that night, so that he goes the next year without being a member of this welfare. Because there comes a time when lenience can't be stretched further. Alafu kitu ingine, it's in the minutes, I think let's finish with the next agenda, which is running through the constitution. Then from there to end their lunch.
Chairman, when is the
When is the changeover?
We did agree, so we do we do 500 from when? From January. And if you have any audit query, please raise it, because we don't want you to train us to be thieves. If you have a question, just ask it. Yes. Chair, can I point of order, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
I went through the Constitution report, and I realized it's very weighty, and it needs a lot of time, because that is where some issues are being raised, disciplinary committee and other things. I could have suggested we break for lunch, and we come back to tackle that issue extensively. It's a hot topic, I know. Yes, that's my suggestion.
Chair, I want to be sincere with you. Once people have eaten and are full, they can't handle this business. Let's be sincere that once people have eaten and are full, they can never handle this business.
Okay. Sasa tutoke Facebook na what have you, tuangalie hiyo katiba, tukimbie just highlight the key areas only.
This thing, we have gone through it. I'm not reading this thing. I want to ask you that you open this document and kama ulikuwa na issue uiweke tayari wakati tumefika kwa hiyo issue, Chair, so that you can ask that one. So, Chair, as I mentioned, is that the committee submitted requests to members. A number of members, of course, gave their views. The committee went through the views. So, among the issues that came out, number one is registration numbers. So, if you realize there are issues which need voting, there are issues that do not need voting. Issue number one, registration numbers does not need voting from members. This one, the committee already recommended that we'll have registration numbers starting next year. Of course, the chair said there are some cards are konazo, those cards will work. So that one, it's something that the management is going to work on. We have talked about boosting the benevolent kitty. I'm not talking about it. That one is done. Thank you. Mobile banking is an issue that we spoke about. We realized that the bank that we're banking with cannot support us at the moment, so we'll continue with checkbooks at this moment. Disciplinary committee. Chair, I want your attention here. Disciplinary committee. We've had a lot of issues about discipline, especially in the last few months. There have been a lot of issues about discipline. When I went to ask the chair, why can the disciplinary committee come in force and ensure order, the chair told me that until today, we've never picked the disciplinary committee, and we were recommending from the constitutional committee that that committee be put in place today in this AGM, so that going forward it takes care of business. So, Chair, this is one of the issues that will come out of here. You will guide us on the way forward. The AGM date, we agreed that the AGM date that is the recommendation from the committee, is that let the AGM date be set in the first week of December, because there was a push to and fro regarding the date, especially this one. It really affected a lot of people, and we agreed that going forward, the first week of December in every year will be AGM date. So the management will pick the date from the first week of December, and we'll settle on that date every year. So it's not like a date we have picked permanently, but we have given it to the management, to the leadership, to tell us in that week, first week of December, for example, in 2025, first week of December, which date will be, they'll tell us, but it will be within the first week of December in every year. So that means, Chair, Article 9 of our Constitution has got to change. Why am I talking about Article 9? The Constitution is here. If you go, the reason why we are talking about Article 9, so that we move together. This is Article 9. You realize that in the AGM, this is where we are talking about Article 9. So there are changes that were supposed to be. But if you go back, that is the Constitution. If you go back to the report, you realize that that bit about AGM, there are changes which we'll make once that one is agreed. So at this point, I want to call the chair to take a vote for us. Is it agreeable for us to change Article 9 so that it will include that the AGM will be in the first week of December?
Give us the other mic, please. Let us have the other mic.
It's okay. Now, Chair and
it's the chair to give you the minutes, not me.
Thank you, Chair. As of Thank you. As opposed to saying that be the first week of December, I propose that it be the first Saturday of December.
Not necessarily Saturday, just
Okay, we say, no, you see, the thing is, okay, the first, for me, please, you also air yours. Mine, I propose that it be the first Saturday of December. I know others will argue Saturday is Sabbath, but also remember, Sunday is also Sabbath to others. Personally, I'm a Seventh-day Adventist, so me proposing Saturday, it also means something. Kuna wale pia Sunday ni siku ya kanisa. So I propose first Saturday of December. Thank you.
With the permission of Chair, the way it is framed initially, that the date of the AGM will be communicated by the Chair. See, by the time we agree or the date is set, there will have been a review, considerations of the circumstances. So what we can say here, instead of indicating that it be the first week of December, let's say that it be a convenient date, not too close to Christmas. Supposing we can agree that it be in November. Does it have to be December?
The reason behind Kenan is that let's have a specific time. People are prepared towards that specific time. People will know that the first week of December there's an AGM, so they will work within that time. That it's first week of December. What we wanted to avoid is a situation where today the AGM will be called on 22nd of December. Next year the AGM will be called on 10th of October. The other year the AGM will be called in August. So let's have a specific time when there's an AGM and people are always geared towards that specific time. And within a week, giving a week for the leadership to decide according to how they have viewed circumstances of within that week. I think it's okay for that time. The reason why we did not pick a specific date is that maybe there are circumstances which might change it from, say, for example, this time round, let's meet on a Friday, let's meet on a Sunday, or let's meet on a Saturday. That one we let it be with the leadership. Thank you.
Okay. Let's do a vote. And actually, that date is usually decided by the advisory board. It's not even the executive that decides. So we engage the advisory board to decide. So are we moving? Are we changing that clause? Yeah. Are we changing the clause? Let's do a vote. Let's see how many are agreeing that
we retain that clause. Those who are agreeing that, those who are saying that we retain that clause so that we don't have a specific time for the AGM. Okay, we have one. We have one. Yes? Oh, I thought you were voting. I was wondering why you're becoming unpopular.
I want to agree with Kenan because of the reason, you know, if we confine the AGM on the first week of December, that's a timeline between Monday and Sunday. So in between the week, we might have pressing activities now that others are working in the government, wengine wanafanya kazi ingine. I want to propose it remains the chair to communicate the dates of the meeting, but within December. After deliberate consideration with your team, you communicate. Lakini tusiseme first week of December, that will beat us outside the realm.
I think the logic, yes.
I want to chair to request that the Committee on Constitution check around. We are guided by the Societies Act, which has got regulations on how AGMs are supposed to be conducted. And nowadays with technology, it is possible to have either a physical meeting or a hybrid meeting like the one we are having here, where you have virtual, or it can be completely virtual. And there's also a regulation. What the law says is that between one AGM and another, there's a period. Usually not more than 15 months between one AGM and the other. Yeah, but we cannot indicate that we set it in a particular period or particular week, because the only thing we need is notice. How many days for AGM? 21 days. For special AGM, is it 14 days? So let's check the law so that we are not falling foul of the law, and also let's not cast our whatever is installed. So if we are agreeing, Chair, when you are deciding the date, consider the festive season. I think that makes better sense.
Okay, I think actually what brought this issue is the festive season. So can I want to request our chair constitution. Can we allow it not later than the 15th of December?
It's members, Chair. It's not us. We have brought our proposals. It's members now.
Okay.
This is on the floor.
Can we say that if we go 15th, between 1st and 15th of December, hapo katikati? Because if we exceed 15th, tunaenda or November, yes.
Yeah, so, but it's the notice you are going to give.
Yes.
When you are giving the notice, consider the circumstances. Yeah, so it doesn't have to be a particular month.
Okay.
It may not be possible to hold it in December, it may move to January. It's possible. Yeah.
Okay, leave it to us now.
Yeah.
Let it remain. Okay. So we say it remains or it doesn't.
Clause remains the way it is.
So those who are saying it remains, let's vote. Those who are saying it remains the way it is, put up your hands. We have that it remains the way it is.
Now I want you to tell me, because you know, when you say it the way it is, the way the proposal is, or the previous way? Because you know, people have not voted to reject this. People have been giving views. So when you tell them this, they're confused. They have not rejected this proposal.
This is not mathematics, right?
They have not rejected this proposal. Which one are they voting for?
Katiba ikae vile ilikuwa ama ibadilishwe. That is what we are saying. That is the question. Ibaki vile ilikuwa ama vile proposal.
People vote. Can they vote to reject this proposal, Chair? Let me guide.
Okay.
can people vote to reject this proposal? Because once a proposal has come, let them vote to reject this proposal.
Let's vote to reject or accept the proposal. Those who reject.
I want as the chairman to give us time not to dictate what he wants in the house. You know, we have already voted, and we have I think now the executive will go back to the drawing board. There is something we are learning from that desk. There is no drawing board. You could have been shared as when you come to the AGM.
This thing was shared, three days ago.
It was shared. I'm now saying we have made that decision here, and now the chair was taking us back.
Chair, I'm not taking you back. Chair. No. This is the indiscipline I was talking about. Look here. Once a proposal has come to the floor, Chair, is it that the proposal will be voted for or rejected? And that is what I'm asking. That let's vote for the proposal to carry it or to reject it first. Yes.
So do we vote for or against? Okay, let's voting for. Yes.
It's simple. Ulituuliza katiba ibaki vile ilikuwa. Tukainua mikono. We have rejected.
Okay. Actually, that's how I answered that question. Okay. Let's move to the next.
So let's go. Let's continue.
So where are we now?
Now, can we agree to finish this meeting by being disciplined?
Some people are not in this meeting.
And put your mind here. Let's move
next
to the
issue. The whips. We had a proposal that was considered, and the Constitutional Committee agreed that there was a proposal for us to have 2 whips. Currently, the Constitution agrees with a whip, and when I was inquiring from the chair, he could not place his fingers who is the whip of the group. But again, we had a proposal to have 2 whips in the group. After consideration, the committee agreed that we should have 2 whips, and we also, upon discussion of the same, it was recommended that these whips should also take charge not only on pushing members in responsibilities, but also to bring to ensure order and maintenance. And because of the same, so that one require a vote, since if you check on your constitution, this one will mean Article 4.0 and 4.14 and 7.1 will have to change if you agree to vote for this one. So Chair, you lead us in taking a vote whether they will want to add whips from 1 to 2.
Okay. So, but we don't have 1.
No, the Constitution gives 1 whip. Okay. There is only 1 whip in the Constitution. That's what I mean.
Okay. Yes. So do we need 1 or 2 whips?
2 is the current.
That position was never filled. So after this, we will see how to fill the positions. So we need 1 or 2. Those saying we remain with 1, put up your hands. Those who don't want this clause to be changed, because already we have 1. So wale wanasema ibaki hivyo wako wapi? Okay, wale wanasema we move to 2.
Unanimous.
2. That is unanimous. So
thank you, Chair. Now, the next issue here is
Okay. So we are moving to the next thing. Yes.
Let's vote. I think we should pick the 2 whips now.
Yes.
Instead of people just proposing themselves or.
We wanted to fill the positions after running through the.
Let's fill.
Oh, we do it now. Okay. What will be the method of?
I'm proposing.
Okay.
Hello.
You know, I was with very new members and very junior. I don't want to use that. Okay, nilikuwa nasema hivi. Not proposing, yes, in the interest of time, but I had some group members asking that senior scribes have taken up leadership. Sitaki mimi hiyo, lakini if we want new members, the whips. Okay. Sasa tuseme hivi. William Omasire, you can take over.
You are not the chair.
I now propose William Omasire.
We have one name.
Members, I propose that, I don't know whether it was a gentleman or a lady, who people last. It was Hillary.
Yeah, Hillary. No, before you move.
Please, you cannot take mic from me.
Yes, Roger. Mike. Once a member he or she has to be seconded.
Yes.
Before moving to the next.
I'm sorry for that. So we have one name. We have William. Who is seconding? William? Okay, we have Nyarora. Oh, wait a number. William has been seconded. So let's have another name.
Yeah, by who gives him, you know, it's taking minutes. Nyarora.
Okay, he's proposed.
Chair, as I propose, please tell the honorable member never to grab the mic from me again. Thank you. Now, I propose that gentleman who whipped people last time. It was Hillary. Please, I'm the one proposing. You also propose yours. So I propose that gentleman who whipped people last time. Hold on, gentleman. Donauliza, I know the person because he did a very good job. But Hillary Mageka, so I propose Hillary. Please, you mkatae, mimi nimepropose.
We have Mageka. Who is seconding Mageka? Mageka has been seconded. Third name.
Nobody.
We get three nominees.
Let's propose people who are here right now.
No, you propose.
I propose Rogers Kichana Kakasumbura.
Okay, we have Rogers, another person to second. Okay, Ochara has seconded. Okay. This has also, so I'm a seconded now. We have another name. We don't have a lady so far. Let's be generous. Okay.
Members, as we propose the whips, we really need to understand the work that the whips are going to do. Hatutaki watu waoga kwa hii position. Tunataka watu wenye wako na ukakamavu wa kusonga mbele na kuambia somebody you are wrong, you are wrong. So those are the kind of people that we want. Not just anybody that because he works for this organization, no. We look at the character of a person. Yes.
Okay. So let's have another name.
I propose Kirwa Dennis.
Okay, tuko na Kirwa Dennis. Who is seconding? Alafu tufungia hapo tuko na Sajini. So we have 4 names. Let's take a vote.
Propose yourself.
Seconded by okay.
Uliona vile Mageka anatusiwa. Aleje anatusiwa ajinyonga. Haitaki mwanzo wa kuanza text.
So we do it open. So we do it secret or we? Okay. Let's go Okay, so we need two names. We need two names. Actually, fanya hivi tupige kura, the one who gets the most and the one who follows. Because we need two. How do I Okay, number 1 and 2. So we have William. Yes. Don't vote twice. Okay, those voting for William. 1, 2. Reduce your movement. So I'm counting. I'm voting. Okay. Waende mbele.
Wote wakuja hapa mbele.
Wale wametaja.
The candidates wakuja hapa mbele.
Okay. I think now waende nje sasa. Okay. Order. There are two people who are not here. Kirwa and
Kaka Sungura, nje.
Are not here.
Outside.
Na wale wametoka. So we are taking a vote. And in case I forget, I'm seeing Kevin huko nyuma. In case I forget, jua nimekutambua. Okay. So William, let's take a vote. We have William 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Next is Hillary Maget. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Rogers Akasungura. Ay, sasa ndio 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 20. Unapiga mara ngapi? That is the importance. Okay. Next. Barongo. Barongo. Okay.
People cannot vote 3 times.
Automatic. Don't vote now.
Your agenda should go
Not vote twice.
Order. Yes.
Kupitia wale watu wameattend meeting, hata hiyo ni wish, kuna kwanza watu wa meeting.
Okay. Orina, can you reduce the temptation of standing now? Okay. So, Jacqueline, let's take a vote for Jacqueline.
You vote for
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
How many times
The same people who voted last are the same people who are voting. Chair. Unless we change, we vote each person, kila mtu apigiwe na the same na watu wetu wote.
Where is he going?
Skiza hivi. Order. Let me tell you this. From simple math, although we were not very good in math, if this person has 30 votes, already number 1 is taken. So we are looking for number 2. And it's like you can now vote twice. Yes.
So ask a question again.
Yes, because basically it's in the interest of gender. So vote for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 26, 27, 34. So we have that. Let's move to the next. Let's move to the next thing. And guys, remember my home is next door. For you, if you want to waste your time here, continue making noise. Okay,
thank you, Chair.
So let's
issue number 7, token for the secretary.
Do they come in?
This one, the secretary, you know the work he's doing for us, compiling reports, posting reports for us. There were proposals that came that the secretary be given a token every single month for his work. But when the committee, and others were saying quarterly, when the committee sat down and deliberated, they realized that even in our constitution, it's after 3 months that we are supposed to know whether you're keeping tab or you're supposed to go. So we ended up that in every quarter, the secretary is supposed to be given. This is not payment because we cannot manage to pay anybody at this point. Just 1,000 shillings for airtime or bundles so that he can update for us. And so, Chair, if this one is agreed upon, and I want to take the vote together, that one, and the next point, that is for the meetings, that's for leadership. Upon that, so we agreed also that the proposal is that the leadership will be also be sitting every quarter so that they can review our books and give that information to the secretary to go ahead with it. So we also recommending that once a quarter, the executive to sit down, and while they sit down, we also propose that they be given lunch and transport for their meetings. So we are strictly taking this for the executive, their own leaders in the executive, but not people in committees. People in committees will continue sitting the way they've been arranging themselves and then doing their thing until some other time. So Chair, I want us to lead as for the vote if the committee agrees. If you agree, then Article 4 and Article 8 in Part B of the Constitution will have to be reviewed for that one to be inclusive. Chair, it's your time. And take us faster, please.
Maybe I have a proposal. Can we also have the chairman getting a token?
But chairman is in the executive.
No. You know, what he's saying is this, the reason why umeona nimeweka of 7 and 8, the token there is different from the transport to the meeting. This one, we are saying that these people will be meeting in our hub, in the hub, because we can't sponsor them to our hotel like this one. So once they meet there, they are given transport and they are given lunch. That 1,000 is transport and lunch combined.
Okay.
Yeah, so that means the token is different from that one. I think the chair is proposing, or the patron is proposing, that the chair also be included in number 7 for the token.
Chairman is comfortable with this.
Watu wamemaliza chair.
I second the proposal. I second the proposal.
I third the proposal.
I fourth the proposal.
So chair, because Ujigangi at this point, the patron, your proposal.
I supported the proposal of the patron to give a token to chairman.
So
that is what I
seconded your proposal.
Yes.
That now, how many are of the favor? Utasimama useme ni wangapi wenye of that favor?
Okay, how many are supporting the proposal so that we include the chairman in the token? Unanimous.
Chair, now continue taking the vote for number 7 and 8, please.
I hope you are voting for chair and not Joshua.
Because we are getting you out next year.
Yes. Okay. So,
let's go.
What's the vote?
So the vote is that do they agree 7 and 8 taken?
Unanimous, yes.
Okay, that's okay. Let's move to the next.
Issue number 9. Issue number 9. This one, let me just take it through the entire of it. This one is something that has already we're only actualizing what has happened before. One, you realize that in Article 2, because we changed our system of benevolence, there are a lot of clauses that we changed from last time. If you go to Article 2(1), 1, 2, 4, 6, and 10, we deleted them from the Constitution, and Article 2, 3, 4, and 5 were reviewed. So Article 2 looked the way you saw it. It has changed from all to this. Then Article 3, number 1 was edited because it was a typo. You remember we said 3 years back in Emonga, the leadership in the house for 3 years, but if you check in the Constitution, it was reading 2 years. So it was changed to what we had said earlier. It was just a typo that was rectified. Article 4.1, part 5 of it was reviewed. Article 4.2, part 1 was edited, so each year was deleted. And Article 4.3 was realigned. Part 4 of it was reviewed. Article 5, the table there was deleted. There was a table there was deleted. And so Article 5 will look like the way you saw it in the report that we presented. Article 6, 1 and 4 was reviewed also. Then Article 8, 4 was reviewed, and Article 6 was added. The Article 6 that was added is the one which you saw here. Whatever you're seeing here is after the review. That's why we said that now it will look like the way you saw it in the review. Then Article 9. Okay. Article 9.1 was reviewed, and Article 9.4 was added. That is the AGM first week, so it will change. This one will change here because the committee declined it. Remember? So we will refer to what the committee agreed from the minutes of today of this AGM. And if we go to Part B, Part B now clause 2.01A and B were reviewed, while Part C was deleted. So it will look like this, the way you saw it in the report. And clause 3.12 was reviewed, and so it will look like the way you saw it. And finally, the last issue here, Chair, is the committee membership review. That is the Constitutional Committee. One of our committee members, that's Madam Janet Meroka, is a bit busy. She's not been attending the meetings for a long time. So once the committee sat down, discussed about it, and so therefore the committee realized also that once they do their meetings, the secretary to the welfare is always needed in that meeting because his input is very key. So the committee was proposing to the AGM so that you allow Madam Janet, who is busy, to be replaced by the Secretary of the Welfare in the Constitutional Committee. Chair, help us take a vote whether they will allow us go with that way.
Yes. So they proposed that we drop the name of, we replace Janet with our secretary, who amongst us are supporting that proposal. Okay. I think that's unanimous.
Thank you, Chair.
Now, I think there is one thing that has been overtaken by vets. The monthly contribution. For the benefit.
Oh yeah. This one will also be changed now. When we go and review the final constitution that will come out, if you go to Part B, that clause 2.0A will change from 300 to 500. Thank you. Okay. Vote had already been taken. That's why I did not talk about it. Chair, there is a hand at the.
Okay, Rogers.
Just a point of observation. We are dropping a lady to endorse a man. Maybe, can we be sensitive about gender balance? Maybe you tell us. From the committee, we see.
It's not a man. We're asking for the secretary of the committee specifically.
Yes, because he's the secretary.
It only happens that the secretary this time around is a man.
Okay.
Yes, we were requesting to have the secretary of the welfare. So next time, if the secretary is a lady, it can always change.
Yeah, because of the documentation from that group. I think so far it's good that we had a lot of it at some stage. That's how we are maturing. Now we are finishing, and it happens that.
A clarification, kindly.
Yes.
I've had some members asking.
Who are the executives, so that we can know who are going to get their allowance, so that members can go knowing the executive is so. Of course, the constitution is clear, but it is good that to mention.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. The members don't sit in the executive.
Okay.
The number.
Clarify that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chair. In our constitution, the executive is comprised of 1, the chair, 2, the secretary, 3, the treasurer, 4, the patron, and 5, the whip, and now the 2 whips. The whip, and now who have changed to be the 2
so 6 people.
whips.
Yeah.
Thank you.
96.
Okay. Sawa. I think do we have any question? Because we are finishing. We have a few of our friends who have come, and we are ushering them in. Now at this moment, going forward, if you are not very happy, you can pretend to be happy because you don't want to be very sad when visitors have come.
Chair.
Yes.
6 is a big number.
I'm having just a thought. 6 sounds like a big number. So I'm thinking in this particular executive meeting, what really is the role of the whip at that particular point? Because whips can whip us online as the way we were whipped last week and people behave. So I think we can drop, my proposal is we drop the 2 whips from that particular token.
And also you can drop the patron.
Okay, give us the right word, because if you say an allowance, I don't think it's an allowance. Okay. So we drop, or we do what? There's a proposal that we drop the whips.
The patron.
Okay. The whips or the patron. Who is agreeing that we drop the 3?
The whip normally sits in the House Business Committee. So, to me, I think they should be in the executive.
By the way, a whip is a very powerful person. Okay. So mahali tumefika sasa, tumemaliza.
Chair.
Yes.
You see, I'm looking at it from this point.
The cost implications.
The cost implications.
Okay.
Then, with all due respect, now Kaka Sungura can be dropped from there. With all respect, Sungura.
They have not been introduced to us. They don't even know whether they want.
Okay, so that let's look at the
Okay. Sawa.
They can win by one.
Yes. Okay. I want to declare the whips. I want to declare our whips first. So these members have agreed that Rogers, Kakasungura, and Jacqueline serve as whips from now on. So kindly come forward
so that we can clap for this.
Or you stand up wherever you are. So can you give an acceptance speech in
maiden speech?
Ladies first, eh?
Thank you so much, my fellow whip. Ladies first. Members, I take this opportunity to appreciate you for your votes, for believing in me, and I'm going to work so hard to make sure I'm going to work so hard to make sure that everything is verified. So I'm a tough lady. I'm a tough lady when it comes to working. So make sure that this vote counts. When I come for you, make sure you are there for rules and regulations. So umepiga kura yako ukijua mwanamke ambaye umepigia ni Simba.
Let's order. Thank you, my colleague, Jacqueline. I want to say thank you for giving me the role of serving as a whip in this welfare. I know it's a tough position because we need to you know, whipping doesn't know you are afraid. It cuts across. It doesn't know whether you are employed or unemployed. It doesn't know whether you are broke or rich. So whipping cuts across. So for those of you who never voted for me, I will serve you. I will serve you equally, and I will not be biased when whipping you. I'll do it fairly. So going forward, we will work hand in hand with my colleague Jacqueline and make sure each and every member is up to date. For those of you who campaigned for me, maybe when you're broke, you see me behind the tent. Finally, this welfare is ours. We are the people to build it. It beats logic when you can spend hundreds of shillings in a hotel, but you cannot spare 500 shillings for your own welfare. So please, hii ni kitu kinatujenga sisi wote. Going forward, tulipe, tuepuke kukua whipped. Thank you. Tulipe, tujitegemee. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, wageni wetu wamefika hapa, but I think there's one thing we forgot. Our membership is capped at 150, and that did change from the committee. So our membership is still capped at 150. and we have around 2 or 3 slots that are remaining and will be filled soon. Another thing, I think our chair here needs to be applauded for the good job done. Thank you so much. Of course, members of that committee include Gusii, who else is here?
Dan is there.
Dan is here. Dan is a member of the group.
Is it Dan or Dan?
The rest are following online. Now, wageni wetu karibu sana. Of course, one of our guests here is also our member. He's a member of this welfare, and of course, he's accompanied by another friend, and we'll introduce them shortly. But before that, I want to give a brief of who we are. Again, karibu sana. This is Gusii Scribes Welfare, and it draws membership from Nyamira and Gusii counties, and we also have a few friends from other counties in this country. In fact, we have one from Nakuru there. Our secretary comes from Eastern region. I mean our treasurer. And so we have membership from across the country, but the majority are from this Gusii region. So all these faces, these are journalists and editors and the likes. And the diversity in terms of ages from early 20s to mid 70s. So we have our friends who were born in this region and are based in other towns like Nairobi. And we also have 4 of our members have managed to go out for greener pastures. So we have 4 in the United States, and they are following us online because they trust that what we do is good, and they also want to belong to the place where they were born. So we are here we have a documentary there, but because of time, we think we just give you that brief. We started as a welfare to assist one another when we have problems, and also when we are happy. Like now, this AGM, we are here to be happy because the bulk of our engagements in the last 2-3 months has been in funerals because we lost our loved ones. So initially we were contributing 1,000 shillings for the bereaved, and we found it was not sustainable. We started a benevolence kit where we raise money and we pull it for utilization when there is need. And that kit has really supported us. It has supported 5 members so far, without the group feeling a lot of pressure in terms of giving out the money, because they currently give 300 shillings per month, although we've reviewed it to 500 so that the kitty is more sustainable. And we also have a website, Gusii Press Club website, where we run our stories. Apart from being attached to various media houses, we also have that website that is really doing a lot of work for this community. It's a new website, and you'll be knowing it. And another thing that maybe I should say is that we take mentorship very seriously, because we have people who are entering this space now, and we have people who have been here for quite some time. Like now, my mentor, Ken Gusii, is there. I knew him when I was in college, and it's quite many years since that time. He mentored me, and he's here. And I'm also here, and I can also mentor others who are interested to be mentored. And this group is also attaining the cohesiveness that and the solidarity that we need as professionals in the media space, because we are essentially a minority if we go to a rally, for example, a political rally, and we find that there are 5 journalists there, so those people are the minority in that group. So when you work together as professionals, you are more safer than when you are a lone ranger. So this group has given us that platform to engage as professionals in that space, and then mentoring one another and encouraging one another, because it's a challenging and yet a beautiful profession. We also have, if you see the screen, we have a football club. That's there's a picture that was running there on the mission. It's a football club that also ensures that we achieve body fitness. That picture now shows you when we opened the press club in Gusii. We have an office in Gusii at Nyankongo, near Nyankongo Primary School. We have a fiscal office there. So you can pass there and say hi when you are in town. What else have I left out? Okay, we do, there's a picture there, that's our secretary planting a tree at Kereri Girls High School. So we also engage in environmental activities, especially during World Press. That is me when I was taking a video. So like now, those people want to be mentored in videography should come and see me. Because you don't know that here we were at Fred's ranch, that is Fred Machuka, and other members. So hapo tuko kwa field. So we made that documentary for ourselves, and it gives a brief of who we are. So kufikia hapo, nataka niwakaribishe wageni wetu. But before that, we invited our area MP. We are in West Mugrango constituency, and we expected our Member of Parliament, Steve Mugaka, to be here, but he was not able to come because he's abroad for official assignment. And it's also sad that the family is bereaved. They lost a family member. The Mugakas lost a family member, and the funeral arrangements are ongoing. This facility here belongs to Wakili Dunstan Omari, and he wanted to be here with us, but because of that same reason of being bereaved, he has not managed to be here with us. This young gentleman here holds a very serious office in the constituency of West Mugrango. He can speak on his behalf, on behalf of Steve Mugaka.
Yes, I have money. Good to chair, our patron, colleagues, and I'm still working at Nyokia Senior. Good evening. I'm done in Nyamanga, hapa ndio nyumbani. This is West Mugrango. This is where I was born, and still remain to be here for some times. So I'm standing in for MP Steve Mugaka, who is away on official duties, and also checking out the family members who are in America to come and report back home to Kenya. So he has given me a message to bring to you as if they have done it when around. First, appreciate his apologies that he couldn't make it with us this year. With me, I have his personal contribution of 50,000 shillings in cash. I don't know what will be done with the money, but so 50,000 shillings in cash. That's what I said. So I don't have money, but just as the people. Yeah. So I have invited my colleagues and friends. I'd invited also Wakili Ochoki, but he has also sent his apologies. And with me, I've got this contribution of 5,000 shillings in M-Pesa. Chair will guide me on where to wire. And I'm also waiting a response from a politician and a businessman in Narok, and civil servant actually in Narok County, on the water Chanua. I'm also waiting for the signal. Whenever something comes, I will let you know. But for now, let me hand over the cash to.
Okay. I'm acting treasurer because our treasurer is unwell. Oh, yeah. Do we have a pickup to carry this? Asante. Meanwhile, I think we need to applaud this gentleman. So let's triple that for Mheshimiwa Steve Muga. You know, Mheshimiwa is always working with us, and it's good that he has remembered to support us this day.
So I didn't tell you what I do in this office. I'm his communication officer and also in charge of public relations, PR.
Asante sana. Thank you. This is 50,000. Kaya hapa nyingine kwa siku. Okay. Acha ikae hapa as we make a decision. Now. I wanted to say something. Huyu mheshimiwa ameajili one of us. These are trained journalists. And he was also my mentee akiwa hapa Nyamira. And he has been employed by the MP. So wanasiasa mkiajiri watu, don't look for quacks when we have professionals. That is the lesson from Mheshimiwa Steve. And bode mwenye ametumwa pia na wenzetu. Yes. As you come.
Good afternoon. Chairman alinitumia 2 invites, ama zilikuwa 3. Moja ilikuwa iende kwa Mheshimiwa Timothy Gusii, mwingine Patrick Osero na Mheshimiwa Donya. I spoke with Mheshimiwa Donya, amesema atatusupport to apply ile pesa ya CAF, and then Mheshimiwa Osero have not managed to get him today. Mheshimiwa Timothy sent me 5,000 shillings. Thank you very much.
Asante sana. So tunashukuru Mheshimiwa Timothy, we wish him well. Mheshimiwa Waborabu, we hope you get him later. Alafu Mheshimiwa Donya will support us, and of course remember she supported us with 300,000 last year. So to wait huyo. Now.
Yes.
Move over there, please.
Okay. Yes.
Is that okay?
It's all right.
Okay, sounds good. Now, I had 3 invitations to send. One I sent to Wakili Anyoka, who is present with us. And the second one I sent to the principal, Okeyo, Principal Okeyo, Cardinal Otunda, who didn't make it, but then he has sent me 3,000 shillings by my I'll submit that. Then CC Environment in Nyamira County, John Matiang'i, unfortunately he texted me yesterday saying that he wouldn't make it. He alikuwa amefika Nairobi jana, but then he's not given me any other communication. So in case of anything else from him, I'll be submitting that. Thank you.
Okay, asante sana, asante. Bundi umefanya kazi nzuri. I see okay. Onyancha, karibu.
Nimewasalimia habari yenu. Nilitwikwa jukumu la watafuta viongozi watatu hapa. Mpa kazi ngumu. Nimejaribu kumpigia simu Ronaldo Samuel Harama kutoka Nakuru. Ndio mjumbe, hata najaribu kumwomba Nyakundi, anajaribu kumtafuta kwa simu hapo. So ajaweza kuchukua simu yangu pale kwa Harama na Nakuru West Member Parliament.
mwenye anaweza mfikia, mwambie mkutano unaendelea. Wiki mbili nimejaribu kumtafuta mwingine Rogers Muthurio Ongera, kila wakati naona simu yake iko busy, so kama kuna mtu anaweza mfikia Rogers Muthurio Ongera pia amwambie ujumbe umefika kwamba ataweza kuzungumza na sisi, licha ya kwamba tulikuwa tumempa invitation.
Tuko na Steve Mugaka na hiyo tuko sawa.
Oh, Steve Mugaka mko sawa. So pia najaribu kumtafuta hiyo Rogers Ongera kabla tumalize mkutano, na huyo Honorable Samuel Arama. Wa mwisho ni Umo Sacha Nyambadi, na pia nilimpa invitation akasema amepokea invitation, nilimkumbusha sijaona message yake hapa. So watu watatu, najaribu kuomba sana mkutano ukikamilika, kabla tuombe tupate ujumbe umefika. Chama ni Nyakundi Arama amekutumia kitu
umefanya kazi yako, hakuna makosa.
Kuna kijana mwingine hapa.
Na wasalimu nyote mjambo. Na mimi niliweza kuambiwa ni watafute Robinus Makana. Nikamtumia ujumbe akasema atakuja mwenyewe, lakini leo hii aliniandikia message akaniambia he will not make it. Akaachia hapo. Hakutuma kitu chochote. Then mwingine ni wakili Filemon Morarabieni. Yeye aliniambia last week atatuma mkate. Leo hii nilimpigia simu hakuchukua simu. So in case of anything I will communicate.
Sawa sawa, asante sana, asante. Mwingine? Okay.
Nafikiri kila mtu anaweza kusikia tukiwa hapa. Tupewa jukumu na chama ni kumtafuta. Subiri kidogo iseme.
Asante. Nilipewa jukumu la kutafuta wakili Victor Swanya Ogeto. Nikamtumia ujumbe, nikampigia simu, akaniambia atazungumza. Kufikia sasa hajasema lolote. Lakini leo asubuhi nilizungumza na Thaddeus Nyabaru, the elected new speaker wa County Assembly ya Nyamira. Akasema kuwa na ufahamu kwamba tulikuwa na mkutano. Aliloniambia ni wape ujumbe ni kwamba mumuombe na tushirikiane na yeye. La mwisho akasema atatafuta mbinu za kuwasiliana na wale ambao wametusimamia katika chama ili na yeye aweze akafanya kitu, lakini bado angali anapata afueni. Amesema tushirikiane. Asante.
Thank you. Ule akona message sasa yenye ina add value sasa. Ndio hiyo.
Mimi.
Thank you and welcome to Nyamira Heights Obwan's work. Thank you. First of all, ulikuwa na wakurugenzi wajaji mbalimbali ambao nilichukua jukumu la kuwatafuta. Ghafla binifu kumeshuka mshike mahali hawajaonekana kule ndani, akiwemo mwenye biashara maarufu Charles Nyabuti. Kwao ni Kitutu Masaba. Nimezungumza naye, kaniambia hayupo mjini Kenya, lakini watafanya majambuzi. Kufikia sasa bado. Nilizungumza naye wakili na ni director anaitwa Samba Areba Umoyo. Akaniambia kwamba tupo pamoja, atafanya majambuzi. Mpaka sasa bado. Nilizungumza naye wakili Samu Nyaberi. Subiri. Wajua jambo hili itawezekana kwamba wewe unazungumza naye na nisiposema utakuja kusema kwamba sikufikisha ujumbe. So tafadhali naomba tuweze kuwa wasikivu wazuri. Samu Nyaberi alikuwa na maziko in-law wake juzi, leo amekuwa na geni kwake, bado ataweza kufika. Na wa mwisho ni shujaa, the doyen, the people's DPP, wakili Danstan Omari, ambaye vile mnajua ama venye mwenyekiti ameweza kutufahamisha wako katika maombolezi, lakini zaidi ya yote yeye na nyinyi ni kitu kimoja, ni ulimi na mata, na ameweza kusema kwamba venye mmefika huku Nyamira Heights over Nsuweka, you guys you should test the sweetness. Na kwa hayo mengi na machache najua kenye mnasubiria, basi wacha niseme ya kwamba kila mmoja wetu aliyeopo hapa atapata juice moja moja ama bia moja moja kwa bili ya shujaa doyen wakili Danstan Omari. Sasa angalia roho zenu bado hazijatulia, lakini tulie tu hapo hapo. Asante sana.
Asante sana. So prepare your appetites for juice from wakili. Asante sana. Now at this moment, nataka kukaribisha wageni wetu wale wamefika hapa physically. Now, our colleague Gusii, I want to use this mic so that we invite you speak, and we also invite our friend. And I know you have a lot to tell us at this moment.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I don't know I stand here because it seems that there's a bar in between. My name is Nyambega Gusii. Actually, still a practicing journalist. And then number 2, I'm an MCA for Oregon Award. Then number 3, I'm the national chairperson for the United Progressive Alliance (UPA). Sorry, Gusii. Alafu pia mimi ni rafiki sana wa wanahabari na mwanachama katika hii chama yetu. Kitu ya kwanza nishukuru kwa kufika, na kabla niongee nishukuru pia guest ambaye ni wakili Anyoka, na pia ni lawyer wa chama chetu cha UPA and official kwa kufika hapa. Na sasa mniruhusu nimkaribisha aongeleshe. Tumokwaga no mwena bakona regati. Mwagere chingo bya yamo. Ayamo. Bere. Isatu. Ninye. Isano. Asante wakili karibu.
Lakini nimewasalamia wote. Members of the fourth estate. Friends. Tusalamiane kwa hewa. First of all, my name is Julius Anyoka. I come from Bumagamu Ward, but my dad was lucky to get some parcel of land at settlement scheme. Wale nilikuwa tunanawa maziwa tukiwa wadogo. So I come from Nyansiongo Ward with Indireti. Now, I'm deeply honored and humbled to have been invited to this occasion. It's very humbling. I did not really, in my simplest of my dreams or minds, know that there are people who also consider me as a member and friend of the Fourth Estate. I'm honored and I thank you once more for inviting me. In fact, I traveled from Nairobi on that day before yesterday. I started at around 4 a.m. and arrived at Nyansiongo at 4:30 p.m. There was that big traffic snarl. So we had quite some activities running up and down. There are some few things we were doing at my home. There were some guests. But when I informed my wife that I've been invited by our media friends, she did not hesitate. She told me, please just proceed because I'm very good friends. I'm a member and a partner of this particular family. and there is no way I could miss raising this occasion. And before maybe I proceed further, I'm wishing you also a Merry Christmas. And I might miss that opportunity as I continue talking. I'm not so experienced like politicians like Mr. Gusii. It might be very easy for me to forget certain accolades. Now, maybe as an advocate, I'm an advocate of the High Court. The role of the media, education, information and advertising, entertainment rather. But more importantly, when we talk about the role, it focuses more on education, because without education, information and the rest cannot flow. Let me maybe reflect back on the development of this society. We start from the 2022 general elections. We had an opposition going by the coalition as mere coalition. And you know, in any democracy, in any healthy and viable structure of government, then we must have a very, very vibrant or strong opposition. But it's unfortunate that Kenya, as it is now, we no longer have an effective opposition. We have opposition which is, depending on convenience, it's termed as an opposition. On the other side, it's termed as part of government. You remember, as we started this particular journey, that is this, the 5th Parliament, there was a clamor, or there was a demand by citizens on issues of governance and accountability. There were demonstrations, there is the Gen Z. Then at some point, we had a broad-based government, a bread-based government. So, that was a big disappointment. Then now, when that happens, where are Kenyans or citizens left? That is where the media comes in. The official opposition has lost its focus. We no longer have an opposition that should keep government in check, and that's where the media comes in. Then, thereafter, when we thought that things were going to improve, we now have a family bread-based government with the entry of Uhuru in the government. Now it's family bread. We don't have bread-based government. Now we have family bread-based government. We thought maybe Jubilee should remain as the official opposition. Now that we do not have an opposition, then the only group or class of people in society who can stand up and articulate and defend the interests of a common man is the media. You know, now the media are the official opposition. You know, we had the national, we have the LSK. With Faith Odhiambo as the LSK president, we can agree that she's doing very well. But we don't have the capacity as the media. We do not have the capacity as LSK. LSK does not have the network and reach that kind of capacity that the people of the media possess. Now Kenyans have left that responsibility of keeping the government in check in the hands of the media. That is why, when I think about that role that the media plays, that is what even motivated me to say that I must grace this occasion. Because now Kenyans have been left on their own. The only people who can come, the only people who can stand for Mwananchi right now are the media. Then we had the Kenya National Commission for Human Rights. That is that constitutional body that had been imposed the responsibility of defending or articulating rights of citizens. But if I may ask, who is the current chairman? Who is the current chairman? I don't know. For one, I don't know. Who is the current chairman of the Kenya Commission of Human Rights? Who is the current chairman? You do not know. Why? Because it's dead. The last chairman that we can remember is Maina Kiai. After Maina Kiai, and maybe when we had the rights of George Kiguru, that's when we had a vibrant Kenya National Commission of Human Rights. But now, the Kenya National Human Rights, those have all gone to bed with government. The government has neutralized all the commissions that are supposed to perform some constitutional functions. So what am I saying here? You are the people who can step in and defend and articulate rights of wananchi. And maybe one good thing and aspect that maybe you should congratulate and commend yourselves. You are the only people who still retain trust of the common wananchi. I remember when I came home the other day, that's on the day before yesterday. A neighbor walked in and asked me, "Hey, Wakili, by the way, I heard there is some Mzee who agreed with what you said in the media. I heard in Mito FM, they came and said yes. You know, that shows the trust that I was listening to this station. And I heard in the radio, TV, that this was said. So it means, people take, there is that trust that people still retain on the media. That this, whatever comes from the media is something that wananchi tend to trust. That I heard this in morning news, I heard this over the evening, somebody's advising me, please listen to this station, listen to that station. That shows that the trust people have upon you, please try to uphold it. There are several constitutional safeguards that protect the media. You start from Article 3, it protects the media. Rights, when the Constitution requires you to uphold, respect, uphold, and defend the Constitution. You even go to Article 10. You have several articles, you have several provisions of the Constitution that gives the media the forum to keep authorities in check. It's not the duty of the media to defend the government. It's not the duty of the media to articulate the government policy. That is not your business. Whether the government does something good, whatever it does, that is not your business. If you've done something good like doing a road, must you go telling people there is a road that has been done? So people will see that road. If there are drugs in hospital, people will see those drugs. It's not the business of the media to go advertising or articulating government business. It's the duty of the media is to keep the government on check. Why am I saying so? The media, it's to report, it's to check infractions, violations of the Constitution, cases of corruption. Because, things like deals, corruption, these are things which are cut in darkness. These are things which are cut in darkness. So it's your duty to investigate and educate the public that so and so was in such a place cutting the deals. So and so was in such a place exchanging bribes. Those are the only things you're supposed to report. You're not supposed to say the government has brought water, the government has done. It's the duty of the government. That is their duty. Moreover, the government has the resources, it has the machinery to report, to give accountability. It has got its own department. The only thing that the media can do is to give these people forum. Come and explain what have you done. But it's not your duty to say so and so has brought shisha, so and so has brought water, so and so has brought hospitals. Now that the media has taken over the role of the opposition, you have taken over the role of watchdogs of ordinary wananchi. Kindly keep upholding that, keep on articulating that, spend your resources and time. The public trusts you. You are the only people with whom, you are the only people who have been left that the public can look upon or fall back whatever their rights are violated. So please, there's a lot of protection from the Constitution. Look at Article 34, freedom of media, freedom of expression, put the government or the public on toes. Ensure that Article 10 is that rights, principles, values, and responsibilities of governance have to be upheld. Ensure that Article 232 on values and principles of public service, ensure that all these people are put on toes, exercise your media freedom, it's there in the Constitution. And there is also so many other ways upon which you people can articulate issues concerning governance, issues that are dear to wananchi, issues that are dear to everyone. Thank you very much for the invite. I'm happy to learn that this place is is run by my colleague Dan Samamad. He's a very good friend of mine. He's a friend of the media. He's worked so hard even to unite us as advocates. He has united us as advocates. He worked so hard. He's somebody that I have a very high regard to. It's also unfortunate that they lost a close relative. I would have wished to have Omari around. It could have been the best for me because it's my first time also to be here. And I'm also happy that you are the people who invited me here to give me the chance to grace this particular place that belongs to my colleague. Finally, I didn't know there was supposed to be some uji, but I've managed to save something small. Like I had contributed some 10,000 shillings towards whoever is responsible. Thank you. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Asante sana, asante sana. Can we give a clap? That one is quite disorganized. Everyone that is organized, let's split. Another one. Thank you so much, Wakili. Nyakundi, as you make that call. Okay, as you make that call, there's one friend who wanted to be here, and she has requested to speak to us on phone. Sio ni sawa? Okay. So as Nyakunde puts her through, nataka tukumbushane kitu ambacho tulikuwa tumesahau. There is one thing we wanted to cure. Those people who are trying to be stubborn not to pay AGM monies. So the keyword that we say is we have a column of AGM. Every year we have a column there which must be filled by the end of by the time we get to the AGM. So msiwe na wasiwasi kwamba kuna watu watahepa hiyo. Okay. Okay. I'm done. I don't know commercial break ni nini tutafanya. So you should be entertaining us as this is coming. Wacha tumalize na we are ready for her. Huyu ni Madam Jacqueline Momanyi. Madam Jacqueline Momanyi, this is Joshua Raka, chairman of Gusii Scribes. Sahi tuko hapa Nyamira Heights Hotel. Yes. Ewe yama that. Biamono madam, we wish you a sunshine. Sawa. Jacqueline Momanyi is the CEO Lake South, Lake Victoria South, ile ya maji. So na ni rafiki wetu pia. Tumeshukuru sana through Nyakundi for that support. Sasa take the mic once again.
Tutachukua muda sana. Just allow me to mix Gusii, English and Kiswahili. First of all, as media, we have to appreciate that we come from a very difficult year. But I think for the first time in about 3 years, we are not having a massive retreatment in December. And it has been the norm for the last 3 years. So, kitu ya kushukuru mzuri sana. Kitu ya pili, that some of our main media houses like Nation, they are getting back on the ground. So business is starting to improve. Kitu ya tatu, for this year, I don't know that you've spoken about it. We've seen the expansion of media, especially in the Gusii region. We've seen news stations that have come up. There's Etaya. Unfortunately, Gusii TV has had some issues. We've seen Etaya come up. We've seen Gusii FM coming up strongly. There's Getembe, and there are a lot of radio stations. And a lot of radio stations that have come up. That's also a plus. We need to appreciate, and then there are some of us, I don't know the formal way of recognizing them. I know like Elizabeth, she's going for some fellowship. Unajua when some of us atupata, simpigie makofi pia.
when one of us gets, kila mtu anapata. Just my encouragement is that we are moving to a new calendar year, that's 2025. Some of us in our spaces will continue to support whatever media is doing. So on behalf of His Excellency the Governor, Amos Nyaribo, the Governor of Nyamira, would like to collaborate more with media, and I'd ask him if further discussion with him, and how they can be able to collaborate with the Gusii Press Club, including telling stories about Gusii Waito, Nevin Tovinde Tora Tora Scribo Chimotu. Number 2, on the same, I know this financial year, we are able to employ, as a county government, we are able to employ 2 journalists who are working in his office, and he's promised that as he starts his project next year, he'll be able to take about 5 to 10 journalists so that to expand his governor's press services. At least watu wapate kazi kidogo. Tukimalizia kabisa, I also want to inform you that media is moving from the traditional media to digital. You've seen People Daily has gone full digital, and I know Nation, they have gone almost 70% digital, where they publish stories online first, and then there's no back in the next gazette. So to encourage you to find the same. As a political party, UPA, in around February, we'll start doing grassroots elections. And then number 2, you know that we are organizing. One of our founders is interested in vying for the presidency, Dr. Fred Matiang'i. Gusii. Every region is supporting its own. You've seen what is happening now. When President William Ruto went and met Uhuru Kenyatta, sai ametoa majina 7, and all of them watu wa Mount Kenya wameingia kwa serikali. So na sisi lazima tujipange. So tutianze mwaka on behalf of our party UPA, on behalf of our leaders, we are encouraging you to keep supporting us and to keep telling stories of Gusii. Our leaders, like now you are planning to ensure that Dr. Fred Matiang'i vies for presidents. It's very important that we move on that stage. We've held meetings with all the officials for the Gusii parties. We've held meetings with Omingo Magara, we've held meetings with Oyongo, we've done meetings with Ben Kisore, we've done meetings at Kengere. All of us have met, and we are speaking toward one voice that we need to move on. So I'm asking you as the media to be an agent, to push for more unity among us so that we can be able to move forward. Governor alikuwa najua about this event. I spoke to him yesterday, and I informed him about the benevolent kitty. So to boost the benevolent kitty, His Excellency the Governor, Amos Nyaribo, will be sending 100,000 shillings. And then now as a journalist, and then as a journalist, I know tumetoka mbali, na mimi nataka ni boost kitu. I'll start doing it tomorrow, but I think by probably around maybe after 2 or 3 months tutakuwa nimeachieve what I can do. Wenye tulikuwa hapa tunakuwa na zile t-shirts tunavanga, like the t-shirt that Mandela is wearing imezeka kidogo, so the shirt ndio zimeandika Gusii Scribes. So I plan kusaidia kuzichange. Tunaweza tengeneza hii mwaka zikuwe mzuri, si ndio? Tatuandike Gusii Press Club or the name will do that. So tomorrow, to start off the process, I'll be giving a donation of 10,000 shillings. But mine is specifically ya kutengeneza new kit for. Sio ni sawa? So I'll give the first 10,000 shillings tomorrow, and then probably around March, I'll give another 10,000 shillings. I want to ensure that all our members at least are on a t-shirt imeandikwa Gusii Scribes within 3 months. Na mimi nishukuru, you've been supportive to us, personal as a person as Nyambega Gisesa, you've been very supportive. You've been very supportive to our county, and you've been very supportive to our party. I wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Asante sana.
Take it.
Sawa. Sawa. It says I want to extend your assignment so that we invite our friend to say hi.
Moja ni watu wale kulia. Kile kutoraje kwa rumambi. Ala kuniruhusu, kuna rafiki yangu ni engineer naitwa Adams Mochenwa, who was an aspirant for senator position in 2022, na pia will be vying for senator in 2027. Waniruhusu nimkaribishe Engineer Adams Mochenwa. Karibu sana mheshimiwa.
Najua wanahabari ni watu wamesoma sana. Sasa saa zingine nashindwa na wasalimia, lakini wacha tu niwasalimie tu. Ama mtaniruhusu niwasalimie?
Yeah.
Good evening. Good evening once again.
Good evening, Senator.
Gusii hapa ni marafiki wangu sana. Naona so many stations hapa. We have worked together. Wakati nimesikia mko na mkutano hapa, nami nikasema nipite nihesabiwe nilikuwa nani. Nimefanya vibaya kweli? Basi simnipe makofi. Kwa majina naitwa Adams Mochenwa. Bila amesema niliuliza kiti ya useneta wa Nyamira, lakini kidogo nikateleza. Na tumswahili wakasema kuteleza si kuanguka. Sasa nimesimama tena 2027, niko pale pale. Wenye William Mumasia anasema kutoka Radio Maisha, Senator Mochenwa kutoka Nyamira. Nikiwa kijana mdogo nimeona Sorobi Moturi hapa, ndugu yake mwenye alikuwa mwalimu wangu wa kampu miaka mingi, alikuwa anatuambia tukue ambitious. Sasa hiyo wakati nilikuwa natarajia kuwa mwanahabari, lakini wakati nilifika shule yangu ya upili bado kidogo nikaambiwa wanahabari kuna venye, nika change mind kidogo, lakini sauti si mnasikia iko. So tuko pamoja. Mheshimiwa, umesema umekaa hapa for long
from 10
tangu asubuhi. Nitaona kitu kidogo ile nimebakisha. Nimekuwa na functions tangu asubuhi, but nikasema hapana, niko na marafiki wangu wengi hapa. Endege nilega mwanahabari wa Egesa, sijaona Zak hapo. Zak is following online. Oh, hao ni marafiki wangu sana. So nitaacha nyuma 5,000. Hiyo itakuwa ya Del Monte. Tuko pamoja. Mungu awe nanyi.
Asante sana. Let's give him a clap. Thank you so much, Adams Mochenwa, our friend. Thank you for coming. Now, kuna mgeni amechelewa kidogo, lakini ametuma rafiki yetu Kirwa, our colleague Kirwa, to speak on her behalf. Mheshimiwa Jerusha, please.
Good evening, colleagues.
Good evening.
I'm sorry that I came late. I was supposed to be here, lakini abande tu ababa lisia tuwajikora lisi chimondi. Kuya mono, as chairman I've said I don't want to repeat because people are tired and the chikoni watu wanataka kukula. Briefly, I'm waiting for the report, chairman. I've not seen my Nini. She has just called me here, Mheshimiwa Jerusha Momanyi, who is the aspiring to be the governor of Nyamira County. She has told me to wait a bit. Ataweka kitu ataniambia ni kitu gani. So immediately it comes, I will announce here. Thank you.
Asante. Now one more thing. I wrote close to 60 letters to our friends, but you can see how many responded. So you know, don't flatter yourself so much that you are close to politicians, because they will not be there when you want them. Another thing, wale ambao wamesupport our friend Adams, Sesa, Mheshimiwa Governor, we thank them. Although we wanted to know from Sesa who are these journalists who have been employed, so that we celebrate. Ama uko hapa na umekanyagia hiyo story, but Nyarora is one of them. Anyway, so we don't know, but we hope that's good news kama wenzetu wamepata hiyo kazi. And finally, tumefika mwisho. If there is any burning issue, is there any burning issue? There's a gentleman here who was supposed to be MC and he got late, so I doubled as chair and MC. So he'll greet us and pray. Alikuwa huyu simama kwanza. This lady was to be assistant MC. She came and sat I don't know where. So
good evening everyone. Good evening. Karibu Nyamira. Naitwa Deborah Bochere. I report for Kenya News Agency in Nyamira County. So feel at home. It was quite harassed. I am here to protect everyone. Thank you.
Asante Deborah. Sasa tusalimie na uombe tumalize.
Good afternoon. Situpigie Joshua amefanya kazi nzuri sana. Sorry. Ninakwanga mtu wa kufanya kibarua kingine, tunapiga makofi. Makofi! Pitisha! Pitisha na pitisha. Makofi! Pitisha! Ya Joshua! Chairman! Tena nyingine. Yeah, done a good job. Sorry, I was supposed to assist and I traveled yesterday and I had to be in church today. So I told him nikaona nimemwekea shida, but I really appreciate it. So we want to pray so that we can pray. But there is, let me just say two things. Yesterday I attended a group of women. They're called I think to 7. There's a group in Manyara Ward. They're around 77. They're called Wasemo, something like that. They are those traditional and traditional things that you learn. These women, they're around 77. Niliona wengine wako 85, wengine 80, and they were having celebrations because they've been contributing money the whole year. And then each member was getting 4 kg of sugar, sabuni, and then there's a kabash and such. And then I looked at the amount of money they have, around 2 million. And they have not received any money, whether from the women rep or whatever. That is their own savings. And I said, that is a great report. Because if they can able to have that, and then they were challenging me that ukiwa na shida ya school fees, we just agree all of us to do 500. And then we are done with that. So I say that is something we can be able to adopt. Maybe two things even as I sit down. I know in the media circles we do not have retirement. Any media house gets retirement coordination? Because I work with the media and we don't have a retirement plan. Hatuna pesa retirement. Ukitoka unaenda. And sometimes when we interview people, you find that some of these people interviewing them a lot of information. Can we also think at an individual level? You start thinking, what if? And then I can decide to work, because we have policies, you can be able to pick a policy 1,000 each, so that you can be able to save us. Because sometimes we tell other people's stories and such, but but we thank God that through this, we are changing the narrative, the way even our things can be done. Another thing is, school fees inasumbuanga watu sana. Can we also think of, because some of these things the law cannot be able to do for us, can we also think of how we can be able to pick a policy Just sometimes we interview watu wanakwambia mambo insurance. Wewe unaambia watu wewe you do not have it. Can we also be very intentional that I have children? Mtoto akiwa hata 6 months nimechukua policy nalipa kama ni 2,200. Mtoto akifika kienda form 1 I'm given the money, and by so doing I've discovered that when you do not have money, people don't respect you. Kama wakiona unaomba sana, they will never respect you, but when you are, they will. But tuombe. Lord, we're so grateful. We thank you for the meeting we have had today. Thank you for the things that we've deliberated about. We are so grateful for the opportunity. We are so grateful for the friends. We are so grateful for the gift of life. And we also pray for those who are following online that, Lord, you bless all of us. Bless our kitty, that is for development. And also we pray that you may save our life and you may protect us. Even in any case, we have one of us who's been lost, Lord, we pray that you will give us the courage, the wisdom of comforting them even through our kitty. Also, we are praying that even as we cross over to Christmas, we pray for the blessings, protect us on the roads, and guide us in all that we do. And even as we go for our meals, we pray that we will bless them, even as we take them. In Jesus' name we pray and believe. Amen.
Asante sana brother. Now, last announcement. Happy Merry Christmas and Happy New Year 2025. Next announcement, lunch. We have a first floor. That's where we'll have lunch. And I'm told there's plenty of it. So mjipange. And now, on behalf of all of us, I want to thank the Nyamira Heights management. Hata tuliwekewa red carpet, by the way, hatujawekewa red carpet. And today tuliwekewa red carpet all the way from the gates, and we appreciate that. So sasa tuende lunch, tukimaliza then we'll see.
Tena na battery.
Ajira koragira.
Hi, we congratulations.
Hello.
Johnny. Omazire.
Biasa.
Yali ora?
Nikati hapa.
Endo media.
Merry
Christmas. Oina Irini.
Biasa.
Oi Jessica. Oi Sabibu. Oi Kaka. MC Dudusi. Ogembo. Kali finia kerama kiama hizo. Ndio. Waza zimaranga. Oida isema ndo. Oyo kwamboka. Na atenti. Oire aena kibwana koropo. Oino mboli. Oina kamonto gakoro kwa okara. Noenya sato. Bono muri bakanyakya simi yagete comment. Sawa.
Lakini nanyo I bought it 3,800 Finally, I managed to buy them. I called you several times. Yabidedi, nkanyore ngira gete nkagora. That was the thing.
Hii bagi nikiacha hapa itakuwa safe.
Wait, can you keep an eye here? I'm coming. And huko na sasa mkate yuli. Ndorera ni nimbwate power bank ya mondo ta mura. Uliko mtora? Tete kwa nakero kesi wa kurage. Yo nimbwaka. Sema.
Ndio kuna kielele mingi.
Tereren.
Thank you.